Mike and Elena sat at their favorite coffee shop one warm afternoon. The smell of fresh coffee filled the air, and the sound of quiet music played in the background. Elena took a sip of her coffee and looked a little nervous. Mike, she said, sometimes I still feel scared when I have to speak English. Even after all my practice, I feel nervous. Mike smiled gently. I understand, Elena. I feel that way sometimes too. Speaking in a different language can feel scary, even when we know many words. They both agree that feeling fear is normal. It is something that almost everyone feels when they try to speak a new language. It does not mean you are bad at English. It means you are trying something brave and new. Mike said, fear is not a sign that you are weak. It is a sign that you are growing. Elena nodded. Yes, and we don't have to be perfect. We only need to be brave enough to start. They talked about ways to feel more relaxed before speaking. Mike shared a simple idea. Before you start speaking, take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment. Tell yourself, it's okay to make mistakes. I am learning. I am doing my best. Elena smiled. That sounds so helpful. I will try that the next time I feel nervous. Mike also said, if you forget a word while speaking, do not panic. Use other simple words to explain what you mean. Or use your hands to show the idea. Most people are patient and happy to help you. Elena shared a small practice she had started. I talk to myself in the mirror every day. I smile at myself and say a few sentences about my day. Mike's eyes lit up. That's a great idea. We should call it friendly mirror practice. It's like talking to a kind friend. They both laughed. Practicing speaking in a safe place, like in front of a mirror, helps you feel less nervous when speaking to real people later. You can practice smiling using your hands, and speaking slowly and clearly. Mike added, another important thing to remember is that making mistakes is good. Mistakes show that you are trying. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. Elena agreed. If we wait until we are perfect, we will never speak. It's better to start now, even if we are not perfect. Mike smiled and said, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is speaking even when you are afraid. They decided to start a simple daily practice. Every day, they would say one small thing in English out loud, even if it was just, good morning, or how are you? It would be enough. One small sentence every day would help them build their speaking muscles. Elena thought about it and said, it's like building a bridge. Every small sentence is a piece of wood. Little by little, we build the bridge stronger. One day, we can walk across it without fear. Mike nodded. Exactly. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day, doing one small, brave thing. They also agreed to be kind to themselves. Some days would be easy, and some days would be harder. That is normal. What matters is not giving up. Elena said softly, I used to think that people would laugh at me if I made mistakes, but now I realize most people are kind. They respect the effort. Mike agreed. Yes, people understand how hard it is to learn a new language. They will cheer for you when they see you trying. As they finished their coffee, they both felt lighter, happier, and more hopeful. Speaking English was not about showing perfect grammar or big vocabulary. It was about being brave enough to share your thoughts, even when it feels scary. Mike and Elena smiled at each other. They knew that their journey was just beginning and that every small step forward was a victory. Speaking English starts with courage. It starts with one deep breath, one kind word to yourself, one simple sentence spoken with hope. And from there, beautiful things can grow. Mikey and Elena met again at their favorite coffee shop after a few days. The sun was shining and the air felt fresh. They smiled at each other, ready to continue their journey of speaking English with more courage. This time, they wanted to talk about something very important: how to build strong habits that would make speaking English easier and more natural. Mike started the conversation. We know that small actions every day can change everything, he said. But sometimes it's hard to know what to do. Elena nodded. Yes, sometimes we want to practice, but we don't know where to start. They both agreed that the key is to make speaking English a simple daily habit. It should not feel like hard work. It should feel like a normal, happy part of life. Mike suggested a very easy idea. We can start by describing what we are doing in English, he said. For example, if I am making coffee, I say, I am making coffee. If I am walking to the park, I say, I am walking to the park. Elena laughed. It sounds so simple, but it really works. It helps your brain think in English, little by little. Another idea came from Elena. I started reading children's books in English, she said. The words are easy, the sentences are short, and the stories are fun. Mike smiled. That's a great idea. Children's books are perfect for practicing. They both agreed that simple English is powerful. There is no need to use big, difficult words. Clear and simple sentences help build strong confidence. Then Mike had another idea. Let's try recording ourselves speaking English once a week, he said. We can talk about anything. Maybe what we did during the day, what we ate, or what we are planning for the weekend. Elena clapped her hands happily. Yes! And after we listen to the recording, we should find at least one good thing we did. Mike nodded. It's important to celebrate our progress, not only focus on mistakes. They also invented a fun new game called Daily Challenge Cards. Elena explained, we write small speaking challenges on pieces of paper, like order a coffee in English or introduce yourself to someone new. Each day, we pick one card and try to do the challenge. Mike laughed. It will make practice feel like a game, not like homework. They both felt excited. These ideas made learning feel light and fun. It didn't have to be serious all the time. Smiling, laughing, and making small mistakes were all part of the process. Elena added another important thought. We should speak to ourselves with kindness. Every small step forward is a victory. Mike agreed. Even saying one simple sentence in English each day is a success. They talked about how habits grow like trees. At first, you don't see much change, but if you keep watering the tree every day, one day it grows strong and tall. Our speaking skills are the same, Mike said. One small word today, one small sentence tomorrow. Step by step, we grow strong. Elena smiled brightly. And even on days when we feel tired, we can still do one small thing. Maybe say thank you in English at a shop or read one paragraph out loud. Mike agreed. Consistency is more important than doing a lot at once. 5 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a month. They both felt inspired. Building strong habits was not about working harder, it was about working smarter. It was about adding small pieces of English into their lives every day until it became natural, like breathing. Before leaving the coffee shop, they made a promise. They would keep their new habits alive. They would be patient with themselves. They would celebrate every little success because they knew the truth. Speaking English fluently is not about one big moment. It is about many small, beautiful moments added together. It is about showing up for yourself every single day with hope, with joy, and with courage. Weeks passed, and Mike and Elena kept practicing their small habits every day. They spoke simple sentences. They read children's books out loud. They recorded their voices and listened kindly. Day by day, they felt stronger. One afternoon, they met again at their favorite coffee shop, smiling brightly. This time, Mike said, speaking English feels different. It feels more natural. I am not perfect, but I am not scared anymore. Elena agreed. Me too. I can feel my words coming more easily now. And even when I make mistakes, I don't feel bad. I just keep going. They realized something very important. Speaking English was no longer just about words, it was about connection. It was about sharing feelings, ideas, and dreams. When you speak with heart, people understand you, even if your sentences are not perfect. Elena said, when I speak with emotion, when I smile and look people in the eye, they listen more carefully. They understand what I mean, even if my grammar is not perfect. Mike nodded. Yes, English is not only about words, it is also about energy, kindness, and being real. They decided to add a new practice to their journey. They called it the Language Adventure Journal. Every week, they would write about a small real life experience where they used English. Maybe it was ordering food. Maybe it was asking for directions. Maybe it was chatting with someone online. It doesn't matter if it's small, Mike said. Every little adventure shows that we are living English, not just studying it. Elena smiled. And when we look back after a few months, we will see so many adventures. We will feel proud. They also talked about the importance of patience. Some days, words would flow easily. Other days, it would feel harder. And that was okay. Growth is not always a straight line. Some days are slow and some days are fast. But every day counts. Mike said, when I have a bad speaking day, I remember why I started. I imagine myself traveling to new places, making new friends, living new dreams. English is the bridge to that beautiful future. Elena added, And even a small conversation can create a wonderful memory. I spoke with a tourist yesterday. Just a few sentences, but it made me feel alive. They agreed that speaking with heart meant being brave enough to show who you are. It meant smiling, laughing, and sharing small pieces of yourself, even if your English was not perfect. You don't have to be perfect to be understood, Elena said softly. You just have to be honest and kind. Mike smiled. Yes. And every time we speak, we become a little stronger, a little braver, a little more open. They promised each other to keep practicing with love and patience. They promised to celebrate every small success, every brave word spoken. Because speaking English is not just about grammar rules, it is about connection. It is about opening your heart and letting people see the real you. Before they left the coffee shop, they raised their coffee cups in a happy toast. To speak with heart, they said together. As they walked out into the bright afternoon, they felt proud. They knew their journey was not finished. There were still more words to learn, more conversations to have, more dreams to chase. But they also knew something even more important. They had already won. They had turned fear into courage. They had turned practice into progress. They had turned simple sentences into real connections. And now, every word they spoke carried not just meaning, but heart. Because true confidence does not come from speaking perfectly. It comes from speaking with honesty, with kindness, and with joy. As Mike and Elena looked back on their journey, they felt proud and happy. They remembered how they started, feeling scared and unsure about speaking English. But they did not give up. Step by step, they found their courage. They learned that fear was not something bad. It was a natural part of learning something new. They started with small actions. They spoke simple sentences every day. They practiced talking to themselves. They read children's books and recorded their voices. They smiled, they laughed, and they accepted their mistakes with kindness. Each small action made them stronger. Each small word they spoke built a new bridge of confidence. Mike and Elena also learned that speaking English was not just about grammar or big words. It was about connection. It was about opening their hearts and sharing who they were. They realized that when they spoke with emotion and kindness, people listened and understood them, even if their English was not perfect. The biggest lesson from their story is simple but powerful. You do not have to wait until you are perfect to start speaking. You can start now with small, brave steps. Practice every day. Be kind to yourself. Celebrate every little success. Speak with heart, and your confidence will grow naturally. This lesson is not just for Mike and Elena, it is for you too. In your own English learning journey, remember that fear is normal. Mistakes are normal. What matters most is your courage to keep going. Every small effort you make today will build a brighter, stronger future for you. Congratulations! If you have listened to or read this whole story, you have already improved your English listening and understanding skills. You are doing an amazing job, and we are very proud of you. Keep believing in yourself and keep speaking with heart. Now, here's a small question for you to test your memory. What helped Mike and Elena build real confidence in speaking English? A. Waiting until they spoke perfectly. B. Taking small, brave actions every day. Please comment your answer below by writing A or B. I would love to see your answers and celebrate your progress with you. If you enjoyed this story and found it helpful, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Your support gives us the energy to create more free, high-quality content for English learners like you. And if you would like to help even more, we would be very grateful if you consider donating. In the beginning, it is very hard for us to create good content because we work for free to help you learn English. Every small donation helps us continue and bring you even better lessons. Thank you so much for being part of our learning family.